Hello, Internet. It worked. Welcome to Popcorn Chicken. We're going to talk about Silo. I almost said Solo. That's an old movie. That's not a thing we're going to talk about now. And then we're going to talk about some cool 80s stuff. Elvin is currently watching robots fight giant dinosaurs. And I'm here with Nathan and Chris.
Hello.
Hello there.
How's it going, everybody?
Open up the chat.
Giant dinosaurs. Oh, he's watching Transformers.
Yeah.
Are there
Yes.
dinosaurs in that?
Beast Wars.
Oh, I thought it was like a gorilla and maybe some sort of leopard or tiger or
Yeah,
something.
I think all of the above is in that. Yes, so I don't know if I'm going to see Transformers. Saw Spider-Man, though. We both saw Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was fantastic.
Yes, totally fantastic. So we'll maybe talk about that a little bit later, but first we're going to talk about Silo.
Yeah.
Episode
6.
Yeah.
episode 6,
The Relic.
The Relic.
Yeah.
So, what did everybody think?
There we go. I liked it a lot more. It's ramping up. It is it definitely came out of the gates running, or whatever that turn of phrase is. And then it slowed down, and then it's continuously ramping up. And your favorite character makes an appearance again.
The guy in the cafeteria.
Yeah, looking at stars.
Lucas.
I think so.
I forgot.
I was.
Except he was kind of boring this time. He's just like, hey, he's kind of hitting on it.
Yeah, he
Hey,
just kind of like
when
are you coming
shoots
back?
his shot, and
You know,
then
it's cloudy tonight. I'm not going to look at the stars,
Yeah.
so I'll just wait till you
so
show
just
up.
stare into your eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, it is building a lot of intrigue and mystery, and also it's connecting a lot of dots that the show has a weird and interesting way of answering questions that you didn't know you had, where it'll just like show you a picture frame and you're like, oh, they were a thing. Oh, okay.
Right.
And also, it's not like, oh, I wonder what this person's past is about. They're just like, here's a new character and here's their past. And you're like, oh, this all ties into all of this. Oh, okay, cool. So it's kind of off-putting in a, not a bad way, but it's I guess refreshing, yeah. Because it's definitely unique in its presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, for me anyways, I feel like the last 3 episodes have been very similar in the way way I've thought about it, and the way I'm even going to think about it now is like the first, 40 minutes or so is just like, okay. And then the last 15 or 20, like, oh, okay. Like
Yeah.
you're learning more and stuff like that. So like, I think it's exactly, I'm excited now because it's what I wanted to happen. I wanted her to start to question things.
Yeah.
Because up until now, she's just been like trying to solve George's death
Yeah.
and helping out, never really questioning what we all want them all to question.
Yeah.
What's the silo? What's outside? Why are they here?
Mhm.
Right? That storyline has been there in everyone's mind, but it's always been pushed off. So now at the end, when she's looking through that book, I'm excited to see what happens, what she's going to do now.
So I'm going to ask you guys first. At the last scene, or one of the last scenes where she's opening up the book,
Yeah.
what did you guys think about? Do you expect that that's what she was going to see? Some ancient relic? Or did you think it was going to be something more revealing?
I didn't really know what
I
it was
thought
going to be.
she was just going to immediately get ambushed. I thought,
Really?
well, because the book, the lady that she got the book off of was like, oh, they're always listening.
Yeah.
They know everything, blah, 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 blah. And there's so many wide shots of her just in her apartment. I thought she was going to like get the book, sit down, and then they were just going to like tackle her and then credits. And I was going to be like, ooh, neat.
Right.
Also, hello, Kyle Bunga Dude and Darth Gutierrez.
Hey, guys.
Chilling or what? Yeah, we're chilling. Like, hey, Guru. Sponsor us. You're like Red Bull, but not as cancer inducing.
Oh my god. Is Red Bull cancer inducing?
It's all carcinogenics. It's all bad for you. Aspartame and sugar. And
It doesn't
whatever.
mean that we love you, Red Bull. We love.
Yeah, no, we still love you. I'd still drink you, but
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, so I didn't know what she was gonna look at, but I guess also it makes sense now that going all back to why it's always put flowers in front of the mirror, because that's how they could see into like they could,
yeah.
at the
Yeah.
very end when they zoom out and you're in a control room. It's nice to see that too. It's like, okay, somebody is
Yeah.
like, watching them all the time.
Well, and
Which is what
I
we
think
thought.
we'll get into that kind of at the end, but like the whole time that they've been going through this, and we're like, I want them to like question things more, and like, why aren't they trying to figure out what's going on outside or whatever? And it's just like, well, they've never known anything else.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like, it makes sense for them to not immediately just jump to like, oh, there's this huge conspiracy and we're being lied to and blah blah blah. And so when they start seeing like weird stuff, they're like, oh, what's that? But then because they have no basis for what that thing could be, or this huge construct of the civilization that they're in, they're just like, oh, what is that? That's weird. Anyway, here's the pressing matter of somebody just died. And then they're
Right.
focusing on that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nate, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I hate to diverge, but I'm not thrilled with the episode. I think that they've gotten to the point where she's more interested in kind of the deeper parts of the silo in
Mhm.
terms of like what's actually going on.
Yeah.
I think they've addressed this a little too late. She's
Yeah.
looking into it a little too late in the season for me.
Hmm.
See, if they did this more in episode 5, or even just started asking a couple more questions in episode 4, I'd be happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's exactly what I thought. I'd like when she was looking through that book, I was like, this should have happened a couple
Yeah.
episodes ago for sure. I almost feel like, when a season starts and you're like, oh, it's only 6 episodes. Now I'm at the point like, I wish this was only 6 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, in this episode too, they kind of explained away why she took the job in the first place, and then kind of humanized it, or not humanized it, but just like kind of give you the backstory of like she was always the engineer fixing the generators and all that stuff, and then didn't want to be in the upper levels in the first place because her parents were, and she was like, no, I want to be with the people, and I want to do something. And then she's like, yeah, sure, I'll take the job upstairs. And then yeah, because this guy told me about some conspiracy, but then it was because the guy that she was with, the computer guy, he had a bunch of relics and was digging real deep and was trying to find all these conspiracies and stuff and what they're hiding. And then she finds out that he's just, kind of a boy, and just wanted to use people to get more relics and to get, I guess in his defense, he was like, well, like, I'm trying to get to something that's bigger than any of us. So
Yeah.
like, whatever, I need to do what I need to do to figure that out. But then after that, she has the chat with what is she, like a shaman? That old lady?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. She's known her whole life, but yeah, I don't know what she'd
Yeah.
be considered.
And then she's like, well, are you there for you or are you there for the boy? And she was like, well, I guess for me. She's like, okay, cool. Then go finish your job. And she's like, right, okay. But yeah, I think now I'm happy about it, but it would have been better earlier in the season because there was a lull of just like, here's all this cool stuff. And then we're
Yeah.
like, that's cool. And they're like, we're not going to touch it for a while. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Definitely needs like a fan re-edit afterwards.
Yeah.
To cut it into all the interesting parts.
But they weren't necessarily like filler episodes. They just,
no.
I think it's just because it started at such a high note.
Yeah.
Which again is as far as bad things to say about a show. Oh, the fact that we're saying it started too good, I mean, is not
Yeah.
the worst thing to say about a show.
That's true. But
Especially new IP and new like story and all that.
Yeah.
one thing I'm concerned about is we're going to get to the end of the season. And as soon as we get to the end, they're not going to reveal everything. They're going to leave us with another mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, check out season 2. And I will just cry and never watch another season of Silo again.
But so this is what I always wonder about any series, right? Because they always have there's always a chance that maybe they don't get a second season if it doesn't do well enough. So it's like, and I know this is based on a series of books, so obviously the story does go on, and you're right. It could end this season with like a big cliffhanger, and you don't find out anything, or we find out something, but not the overall reason.
Yeah.
But it's like, can they do that, or do they know there's a second season, or like, can
How
they
many
take that risk?
episodes was Westworld? The first season. Because
Nate's
this
looking that up.
it's a fairly similar archetype of just
Right.
like here's a world, and then they kind of pull the veil back, and they're like, there's something 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
And how many is this?
This is 10.
This is
10?
10 as well.
Okay,
Yeah. But
Westworld
was different.
Well, I'm just saying, to your point of like, Westworld took I would say the first 3/4 of that season to establish the world, and then start being like, oh, something we're going to, oh, what's this? Oh, and then you're like, whoa, everything's completely not what you think it is.
In Westworld, they did do a big setup, but from the start, they had the Man in Black. We heard about there's the maze, so there's something to do with or the labyrinth or whatever it was that they called, and there were traces of it, like clear traces, and he was hunting it down. Every episode, he'd get closer to figuring out what it was, but not quite, and it would keep up the mystery at least, until a bigger reveal later on.
Well, we don't really know what the mystery. We're only assuming too. We just know there's outside and things are being hidden from them. So, like, as the audience, yes, Gutierrez, it's on Apple TV or Apple Plus.
Yeah,
whatever.
You got it.
And I think you did ask this last week.
Yeah. But we still don't really know what is outside. We're only still guessing. We just know that there's a mystery afoot, and we still don't know if the outside is actually good or if it's exactly how they're saying it is, poison and can't live.
Mm-hmm.
And we're being introduced to conspiracy stuff. And then in the end of this episode, we got introduced to what I think is showing that this is an experiment.
Yeah.
Because all of the guys who were watching screens, like technologically, it was not too much advanced. Like the screens that they were using weren't like, hologram, super feature. They were just like a bunch of flat screens.
Exactly.
Which maybe in the upper levels or in judicial, they have those or whatever. But it was the one thing was their clothing that was like, oh, that guy, that's just like Frank from IT down the street or whatever. And they're like, just go wake him up.
Yeah.
So,
well, that was it, right? The question is who are they talking about to
Mhm.
go wake up, right?
Do you guys think it's what's his name? The guy from Judicial that's in like every episode now with a beard.
Common?
Common? Do you guys think that?
I think it's
they're
Tim
talking about
Robbins. I still think it's Tim Robbins.
maybe that's why he's just drunk all the time because
Yeah.
he's just having fun and he's like, whatever,
Yeah.
none of this matters.
Because it would make sense that he would immerse himself as well, right?
Yeah,
In
he's like the creator,
yeah.
and yeah, like Tim Robbins just going in having a god complex
Yeah.
and
Because
just
if they just introduce like
getting drunk
some
with
new
his
character
aunts.
that we don't know, we're gonna be like, yeah, so
Well, that's true, but they did that then in the not last episode. Oh yeah,
they did that with the guy who killed whatever his name was. George.
or no,
Not George,
No, the deputy.
The deputy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
I
they did
just
that
think
well.
I just think this is a bigger figure, right?
I do, yeah.
in our mind. So it should be, I don't know. It should be. I just think like what you're saying before is like we sit here every week and we question, okay, what's the silo? What's outside? So I just think they needed to keep bringing that in
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more in certain episodes,
Yeah.
third, fourth, just like to keep the viewer, to keep us interested, because that's all we really care about.
Mhm.
A murder is a murder. We watch murder shows all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah, I'll watch Nancy Drew if I want.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hardy Boys, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Although I want little hints. It doesn't need to be like super revealing, just tiny little crumbs to let us know not only is there a mystery, but like we're slowly piecing it together.
Yeah.
Right now it feels like all that's being revealed is there's a mystery. Something's wrong,
Mhm.
but they're not piecing it together. Maybe we'll figure out at the end of the season that they have been piecing it together the whole time and just we weren't able to tell.
Yeah. If they go like that kind of route where it's like, oh, it was there were clues all along, then I think I would really appreciate the show more. It's not disappointing at all, and like when I'm watching it, I'm not like like at the end of it, I'm not like upset about it, but I'm just like, oh okay, cool. It's like it's starting to ramp up at least.
yeah, I think it is now because I'm interested to see what she's going to do,
Mhm.
right? Like she's witnessed that what the world was like or
Mhm.
could be like, and it's like, so how does she go from here? And it's not just about figuring out who killed George, it's about what's really going on.
Yeah.
Why are they like this? So, yeah, I know Elvin will hate it. I'm
Oh, yeah.
sure. He
No,
hated
Elvin, 3 out of 10.
it. Easily.
But also too, they're doing have done a really good job of introducing new characters, having them be impactful, and doing that in like 2 or 3 meetings or conversations. Like the dude with the huge beard who was like fencing artifacts or contraband items or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in like 2 scenes, and every single time he pops, or 3 scenes or whatever, every time he pops up, it's like, oh, okay, it's that guy. He did this, this, and this. So like they're really good at flushing out new people and letting you know who's important, and then not. So far, they haven't shoved any characters down your throat of just like, this is a cool guy, okay? You like him. I'm just like, ugh, whatever.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
and they keep throwing little things in. Like, I don't remember if it was in any other episodes, but her deputy now has that. He has something, right?
I
I can't remember what it's called, but he's got like a little
Syndrome.
twitch syndrome.
Mhm.
So, and you're wondering, I don't know if that's been mentioned before. I don't.
It
remember
has.
that.
There was an old guy that they interviewed.
Okay.
He was a suspect.
Right.
And for the original sheriff's murder, they went to interview him, and she's like, it's not him. He has the syndrome.
Right.
Like, you can't do that. So, yeah, it's been mentioned, but we don't know what it is. And now we know that the new deputy has it, whatever it's called. I almost called it the TISM, but
and he was
that's
wondering
not what it is.
He was wondering if he'd passed it on to his kid, right?
Yeah, if it's hereditary or not. Or
so.
Do we know what it is yet? No.
No, we don't.
No, just
Or is
know
it-
it as the syndrome.
Or is it some, like, they don't even know, but it's something to do with where they live. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, it seems like a degenerative,
yeah.
because you start to.
You treat it with ginger.
But yeah, ginger's good for you.
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm curious.
It's good for joints. It's good
but
for
like,
arthritis.
with the
All it
shaking?
is arthritis. That's all the city
Yeah,
is. It's
really.
just arthritis. They don't know.
It is kind of funny, right? If they did, I mean, they've already kind of done that. Like, what are those things in the sky? Like, they should be almost like more of that.
Yeah.
That stuff we know.
Somebody
that they don't.
sneezes and they're like,
Oh my God.
you have the
run."
devil in you.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and then the book was just like, what, a tourist brochure for like Oregon or something?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And at first I was just like, oh, that's disappointing. And I was like, wait, that's actually really cool, because like she's never seen trees. She didn't know what
Yeah,
a
there's-
kayak is.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
life jackets. What are these people wearing?
Yeah.
And the amount of just like system overload. There was an article that I saw, or a thing where they were saying like the color blue didn't exist, or the color blue didn't exist for a long time, and it was just green. And there was a couple like villages that they found recently where they don't have a word for blue, and it took them months of them showing them like, here's blue, here's green, here's blue, here's green, and then they
Right.
started their brain like wired those pathways to be able to recognize the color difference in blue and green.
Right.
So when she's looking at that, she's only ever seen rust and
Yeah, like earth tones. Sort of.
browns and
Browns,
red
shades
and
of browns
so
and
then it's just
grays.
like
Yeah.
a big, what is it, just a big brown, it's like a green screen but brown, and she's just looking at it going, I don't know what this is. So like I don't even know that she'd be able to fathom what she's seeing.
Yeah. Yeah. Or again, like to when it is, or like,
Yeah.
is this the past, or is there places that are like that right now? So that's something that you think she's going to start questioning.
Well, and she said, the girl that she got the book off of, that this was passed down like 3 generations.
Right.
So I guess it's safe to assume that it's in the brief future, like 2050 or
Well,
something.
Keep in mind that's probably 3 generations since the rebellion. Before that, they can have the artifacts.
Oh, that's true.
So it probably wasn't.
And also, how
uncommon
long
at
do
that point.
people live in the silo? Like 40
Well,
years?
There's some.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen some old guys. The mayor.
Oh, yeah, but
the
are they
interim- yeah.
actually like, or is that just living down there ages you real quick?
Do you know
They're
what? I
only
wonder how they
in their
get-
30s.
It's true.
Calcium D.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's true. It's interesting to know what their lifespan would be. You're right. It shouldn't be 50 maybe at the most or something.
mole people.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much, like literally.
Yeah, exactly.
This all just turns into a bad Simpsons episode.
My biggest question for this, how realistic it is how do you not run out of other resources? So by other, I mean metals, plastics. They've got leather chairs that seem to be in good order.
Mm.
Wood, sure they grow trees down below, but metal, they're not mining.
Yeah.
We know that they don't
No.
expand. They've shut down all the machines.
Yeah.
How are they getting new metal to replace old stuff? You can recycle stuff up to a point because let's say you have a knife.
Mm-hmm.
If you use it for many years, you're gonna wear that metal down.
To a spike.
Yeah, and then you're not saving all the little shavings.
No.
So
Well, and they've mentioned how long ago was the rebellion? Like 30 years or something?
was it only 30 years? You said I thought it was 3 generations. Let's see.
Well, it was that book was passed down 3 generations.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember if it was. Yeah, I can't remember how.
Sorry. All human records were apparently destroyed 140 years ago.
140. Okay.
Yep. During a failed rebellion uprising.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Well, also we saw Common go into the back room that he's got there. It's a little tool shed of all his
Yes.
contraband items,
Yes.
and they just have books and books of all the records. So they're keeping track of all the contraband items, and the scene in when Common and was it not Keith David? What's his name? The mayor, the temporary mayor.
Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins. I want to see Keith David in the show. He'd be good. But when they go to confront her about potentially planting evidence,
Mm.
and she just like puts it on her partner, and she's like, "No, he found it." And then Tim Robbins was like, "You know what? He's just like, there's something shifty afoot. I think both of you are lying, and both of you are shady. Let's just." Some things are better left unsolved. So let's not figure out that we're both just horrible people. And you know what? Let's just move on. I'm going to go drink more whiskey.
Yeah, that's all he cares about. That's why I think he's just coming in, observing. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Everything's going to plan.
Yeah.
See you later. I'll be back.
We got 2 bottles
The
left.
show is confusing. Confusing.
Confusing.
Confusing.
That's a new word. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good word.
It is. It's got layers.
It's like an onion.
Like an onion.
Onions
It's got
have
layers.
Yeah.
Just peel it back.
Ogres are like onions.
All right. Do we need to talk about this more?
Well, our ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we hit all
I
the
feel like I'm
bits.
just going to keep giving it the same thing I've been giving the last few episodes.
Yeah.
Again, I liked the sort of ending. The endings are like, okay, now I want to see more. And then we get to the next episode. It's just kind of like, okay.
Mhm.
And then, so I'm going to give it a 7 again. But I'm interested to see what she does now. It's what I've been sort of waiting for, is to her to
Yeah.
stop just worrying about who killed George and actually start questioning everything.
Yeah.
Well, now I think too, like she's stopped caring about George, and now she's like, all right, what is my purpose? So now
Yeah.
she's driven, and again, this is all she's known. So why would she start like just questioning her existence out of
Mhm.
nowhere because some guy who killed, essentially, as far as everyone's concerned, some guy who just like killed himself. And then was just like, hey, stuff's weird. Why would she then be like, maybe stuff's weird?
Mhm.
So having now no purpose and, well, not necessarily no purpose, but the original reason why she went up is now defunct. And then start weird. And two, she's been having all of this like eye-opening stuff happen with judicial of just like, oh, they are lying. Oh, everything's a lie. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So then now everything she's like, wait, maybe all that crazy stuff isn't too crazy.
I haven't read the book, but I have a really weird theory.
Okay.
I could be completely wrong. That
Oh, hi.
hello
there.
Hello there. Hey. Sorry to interrupt. Go on. You were saying, Nathan?
No worries. My weird theory. So we've seen in the first episode that the silo outside, at least we're not certain, but during some sort of view, it's beautiful
Mhm.
outside. We don't know if that's like a fake image that's given to the people that go outside, on their helmets. So they go out, they think it's beautiful, and then they die shortly afterwards.
Right.
Or if that's actually what's out there. So we've got no clue. All we know is that the image that people see outside is altered.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Mhm.
Also, the girl, what's her name? Allison, I believe it's Allison,
The main girl?
from the first episode that goes out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Rashida Jones. That's all I know.
Yeah. She says that she is going to clean the viewport
If it's
if
good.
it's good,
Yeah.
if it's beautiful. And when she does that, though, she's got like this straight face. It's not like a big smile or like, wow, it is. It's
Yeah.
like just dead. I'm cleaning it now. Time to go. I'm leaving my husband with no
Yeah.
emotion, even though she said she'd only do that if it's beautiful. And then she falls and dies.
Yeah.
Mm.
What if all of that, as soon as someone leaves, it's just computer generated?
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
And it's actually them. They've just left, but because they can't get back in, so they just leave. But all that the people see is a computer generated image or animation of the person that's leaving, cleaning
Yeah.
the viewport, and then dying to show
Yeah.
that you will die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no one. So they don't want to leave. I thought of that as well. That they're actually getting out, and they're going to show them later on, like
Yeah.
being alive and being together.
Yeah.
Well, and
Could be.
also too, when they go outside, they don't see any of the bodies on the ground. So it's all like green and nice, and they look
Yeah.
around, and it's like, wow, look at all the beautiful stuff, and there's no corpses here, and yeah, so there's still a lot of mystery about that. You were about to give your score, but now Elvin's here. Elvin,
Mm-hmm.
did you hate this episode?
I'll be honest with you guys. I fell asleep halfway through.
Did you watch the end?
I have not watched the last 20 minutes of it. I need to watch.
That's
it.
the best part.
You missed.
I know.
like,
I'm glad I
There's
tuned
like-
in now because you guys already talked about most of it. Probably.
We did.
Good.
Yeah.
Can you
Fantastic.
review it then?
I'm gonna give my score next week. I'm gonna go watch it after this.
Okay.
I just got out of Transformers.
Yeah.
And I landed right here home.
You look excited, or I would almost say happy.
D's gonna make fun of me because I told I told D on Monday it's gonna be a giant Rotten Tomato.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a Rotten Tomato,
Okay.
but it wasn't a fresh one either.
Sure.
It's somewhere
It's
in between.
Transformers 57
Overripe.
now with dinosaurs. So it's not going to be Shakespeare, but
They also the very last bit of the show, the last 5 minutes of it, pretty much reduced my score by like 3 points.
Mm.
wow.
The last 5 minutes of it. So
Was it a song and dance or something at the end?
Power of
It-
friendship can
it-
defeat the Decepticons.
I don't want to reveal too much, but
Okay.
it was all right. I'll give my score on Monday with the D and non-spoiler one, but I don't think you need to go to the theater for this one. I think
Really?
I think you could just wait for it to come at home or on a streaming platform and just watch it then.
Right.
That's the level I think this movie's at. I think they tried to make it really epic by going to one of the locales is Peru. I'm not giving it much away here, trust me.
They go to Peru?
I had no idea.
It's in the trailers, but
Ruined.
anyways, they tried their best to change up the locales, everything except for New York, because every Transformers is always in New York somehow, right? Or in a desert. So
I was just going to say, I literally don't remember anywhere that Transformers has been. All it was
there's
just,
no spoilers. Darth, relax. Why is the volume-
they're
I can-
robots and buildings explode, but now it's smaller buildings.
Yeah. So, but I honestly, it's all right movie. They gave us posters. They gave us primal patches here that they were giving to us as fans.
Hell
first.
yeah.
Wow.
Fan first. So my kids kind of geeked out about that. My kids like
Those are rad.
Looks like a vampire.
Yeah, it does.
It's not the Transformer Decepticon, but it's the Primal logo.
It's like a Spiderman vampire hybrid.
Yeah.
It's
No?
the Beast Wars logo for
That's
them.
the new Morbius logo.
Yeah.
It's Morbid time.
Morbid time.
Yeah, it's all right. But I honestly, I don't think you should spend your money in the movies for this one.
Who does Transformers? Is it Nolan or is it
No,
Spielberg or what's his
Bay.
name?
No,
Michael Bay.
Bay.
I knew it was one of
Michael
the.
Bay.
no,
the three.
he's left after he destroyed it. He walked away from it.
Oh, yeah. 'cause I
After
was
he,
gonna say,
after he made it self-destruct, he walked away from it.
you saying you don't need to see this Michael Bay movie in theaters, I was like, that's a bad sign. But it's not Michael Bay, but still Michael Bay-esque. There's explosions for days.
There's explosions for days in here, but not as much as Michael Bay. But at the same time, there's got some cheesy lines in there.
Of course it
It's
does.
Transformers.
There's one part besides the last 5 minutes. There was another part in the movie near the end, really annoyed me. Like really, really annoyed
All the
me.
Transformers are now women.
I did not. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. RC is a woman there, and she was awesome. I love RC as a character. I actually have 2 RC figures, and I'm happy with them. No, RC is great in there. No,
Is there a
it's just,
trans?
don't do that. Don't do that. No, they take the fundamentals out of Transformers in this movie, I think, and they think they can get away with
I'm
it.
curious.
No,
What
what
are the fundamentals of Transformers?
They don't transform
Yeah,
at all.
Do they turn into cars or not?
No, they're now just cars.
It's Fast X.
Vin Diesel's in it. No,
Family.
it's all family. No, I cannot say it because it'll give away spoilers, but I'll save it for another time. But I
Okay.
will definitely talk with D about it. It's not as bad. I'm not saying anything, Cowabunga.
Oh my god, that would make it better. Honestly, that would be pretty
Nathan,
good.
you shut up right now.
Hey, I'm not saying sure it would degrade G.I. Joe, but I think it would improve Transformers.
No comment. I don't want to ruin for anybody. If you want to go watch it in theaters, go ahead. But maybe go to Cheap Tuesday night. You know, we got it here in Canada. Maybe go with that one of those. But don't spend your hard-earned money on this movie. It's not worth it. It's nothing close. Not even close to what Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse gave us. It's not even.
What number was
close.
this? Transformers.
No, so here's the thing. I was talking to D about it. We thought it was a prequel, but it looks like they rebooted the franchise.
Okay.
Nobody knew
That's
this.
great. I had no idea. Like
So
the Bumblebee movie serves as part 1. This is part 2 of the
this is
Bumblebee.
the 7th?
No. So
So-
forget everything that came before Bumblebee. Forget all of it.
Okay, done.
Yeah, it was. And it
I
wasn't
didn't even. It didn't take much.
Nobody needs to be armbarred to forget that either, right? So this serves as a continuation from Bumblebee, which a lot of people liked and thought it was one of the best.
Yeah, I was
of
gonna
the
say
Transformers.
the Bumblebee movie was
Yeah.
had some pretty good reception.
I'll tell you this right now: the Bumblebee movie was better than this one.
Hmm.
So
All right.
just to let you know, but it is a continuation from that, and based on that, I'm thinking this is a complete reboot.
Who was the Shia LaBeouf guy in the Bumblebee movie?
It was a girl.
Noah. There was
Was
a
it?
Spanish
Was,
guy and an African American woman.
But
so
in
they hit
Bumblebee,
on-
it was
They hit on
it was
all
the girl
check
who
boxes.
Yeah,
It's
they
the girl who
they got
plays,
bees and people of color.
Yeah, but the main human was what's her name? Who's the
Oh,
voice
that,
of
part
Gwen
1, yeah, it
from-
was
Gracie?
Katie
no
something,
Haley
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 Oh,
Atwell, yeah,
Steinfeld.
who was also the voice of Gwen in Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's not in this one
and
at all.
Hawkeye. She was in Hawkeye.
She doesn't exist in this one,
Okay.
which is
Does
weird.
Bumblebee?
Yes, Bumblebee
Oh.
does exist. In
Okay.
this one.
So Silo.
Anyways, you guys give your score. I'll give my score next week.
I said 7.
Okay.
So it's been the same for the past 3 episodes.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with 7 as well. Honestly, I would rate it lower, except for the fact that at the end, to me, it was a bit of a redemption. Yeah,
Hmm.
because I still feel like all these events should have happened earlier. But
Yeah.
at least I feel like it's moving along. So I'll give it a 7. It's
Yeah.
not bad. It's just I feel like I've been misled a bit.
Hmm.
I thought it was supposed to be a dystopian. It is dystopian, but I thought it would be a dystopian thriller. Instead, it's more of a dystopian mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's a difference between the two.
Yeah,
and
no,
for
no,
sure.
for sure.
Yeah.
I would definitely echo that. Yeah, the first 2 episodes started out as a thriller, and now it's like a mystery drama, which it's doing well. But when you temper your expectations for like, bah! And then they're like, all right, you're like, no, I don't want to calm down. Yell at me more.
Yeah. Like if they just had kept George like the only person who died, and it just seems like there was just this person died. Who did it? This person died. Who did it?
Yeah.
Just like didn't need any of that.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So I liked this episode. I think the most, other than the first 2 episodes.
Right.
Because I think it is it's spinning the web a lot tighter now of like conspiracy stuff, and again with a lot of, and the last couple episodes did this a little bit where they would just sprinkle in a little like conversation, like the guy in the cantina, where they're just like, whoa, what are these stars? And then you're like, wait a minute, is that important? And then they're like, I don't know anyway.
Yeah.
And they he's been in every episode, so you're like, all right, this is a main character in waiting right here.
Yeah, for sure.
But they did that in almost every scene this episode, where they were just like just talking to somebody in an apartment, and like, oh yeah, you meet the like head of judicial, and you're just like, oh, this is okay, cool. And nobody meets her, and blah blah blah. So you get to hear a little more backstory about that. But then later, the lady in the basement who trained the main character when she was a kid, she went, Alvin, you know, I'm talking about the old hippie lady kind of.
Yeah.
Can't remember her name, but
well, then you see, like they had a picture together, her and the head of judicial, whether they're what level they're involved in, but like you're just like, oh, okay, so there's some backstory, and then now she's like this hermit who's all about conspiracy theories, and and you're like, okay, so that kind of legitimizes this old crazy lady. Either she just completely lost it, or she knows some shit, and that's why she's like, I'm gonna go into the basement, never come out now.
Yeah.
Or maybe they've buried her down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they've
like,
given this like she's a crazy lady. Don't listen to her. Right?
Yeah. And so this episode, I think, is definitely starting to ramp up. And I think we've said this every episode is just like, oh, this is the calm before the storm. Oh, this is the calm before the storm. But it's still, I still think it has a good pace and momentum as a dystopian mystery drama. So, but I think I'll give this one an 8, because I think I gave 7.5 last week.
Oh,
So
did you? Okay. So you've been
I think
consistently
I gave
giving
it
it a good mark, though. You have.
Yeah. It's increasing. It's getting better. Or like
No,
at no point do I think this is bad or anything.
No.
It's
Dart. This is not woke. It's not.
no.
It's not.
There's no annoying characters. Every
If it
character
was
is
woke, I'd
important.
sniff it out. I tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He would have yelled about it for the whole time.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah. No, every character is important. No one's annoying at like their existence. If they're annoying, it's because they were written that way. And so far, every performance and every person on it's been great. Like everything fits really well, including the sets and like all the back. Like it's a really immersive show for the little amount of time we've spent on it. But I think also that has to do with the fact that they're 50-minute episodes or hour-long episodes. So you do
That's
get
why I
enough
fell
time
asleep.
to-
But
Well,
I didn't fall asleep because it was boring. I fell asleep because it was long, and I'm not used to it. I'm used to the garbage that Disney gives me: 29-minute episodes and 22-minute episodes. Maybe I'm getting old, but yeah, you're right. There are a healthy dose of episodes.
Yeah.
Right, which is great.
Yeah. And I think this will be a good show to rewatch too. And because of all the background stuff. And as you were saying, Chris, like maybe they will start to like have the mystery unfold without us knowing in front of it.
Yeah.
And then rewatching it, you'll be like, oh, he was there the whole time, that asshole.
Yeah. That Pez dispenser. Holds the silo together.
I almost laughed out loud because of the Pez dispenser. I'm like, these guys
Yeah.
are treating this like it's gold.
Well, they're
Yeah.
just like, what is this ancient technology?
We think it was used to shoot people or something.
Yeah, it was used to decipher code.
By the way, our boy Common's got quite the collection in his vault, huh?
Yeah.
Lots of Pez dispensers in there.
Yeah. Yeah, Elvin, you think you've got a collection.
Yeah.
Well, yours is in hermetically sealed bags that are
Yeah.
labeled with
He's got
documentation
OCD
on
I'll
every
tell you
single
that.
one of them.
He's got OCD.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got quite the
Just
collection.
He's giving Elvin ideas of what to do.
Red bags, please. Red bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need them UV protected.
So 9, 7, and what's it? 7.3? Oh,
No, 8.
Oh, sorry, 8.
877.
Okay, that's a pretty decent
877.
score. I think it's,
5309.
I think throughout the series we've had the average of 7. I think
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
there, which is not bad for a new show.
Yeah.
It's well above average. And again, especially for a new IP,
Mhm.
and not saying that Apple's like some indie studio, but like nobody gives a shit about like what's on Apple.
Yeah.
Like we've had multiple conversations about
I
like
care.
what-
I care.
No, I know, but I'm saying the general populace isn't like, oh, I gotta get Apple because
true.
I gotta watch the new show. It's just like, oh, they did this show that is palatable to watch,
Yeah.
and that's about.
Well, it
Yeah.
restricts you can actually watch it because you need access to Apple TV, or you can get it through
So-
other means. But
Do most
I can't wait to watch it in my
Apple-
new goggle.
Yeah,
are you getting those?
yeah, of course. It's technology and it's expensive. He's gonna buy it.
Yeah, that's true.
Do most Apple users have access to Apple TV, like through some service that they already buy for their phones
so
or computers?
Nathan can answer this because he's a big Apple fanboy.
I just like the products. I'm not a huge
You
Fanboy.
don't have to defend yourself. They're the biggest company in the world.
You
actually,
can
I
be a
think Walmart
fanboy. It's
is.
okay.
Whatever. Wait till Walmart puts out a phone.
Yeah,
They
probably,
did, and
yeah,
it failed.
We don't know about it. I can't give you a number, but I'm gonna assume yes because there's Apple. I think it's called Premier One
Right.
or something like that. It's like 39 Canadian dollars a month.
Right.
You get access to everything. That's a bundle of Apple TV. You get like iCloud. You get Safari, but Safari, not just regular Safari. You get like the special Safari.
Ooh, Safari Plus.
It comes with like the keychain and
Keychain.
well,
Wait.
you know, like for your
Sign me up.
passwords. It keeps all your passwords.
Oh, you're.
It's a password vault.
I don't know what keychain is.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
I thought you meant just they
Like
send
a-
you a commemorative
Yeah, you
keychain.
get
They're
a
like, you're part of the
keychain.
club.
Well, yeah, you do. You get an iPhone.
Here's a $1,000 membership card.
Justin, you're gonna get Nathan angry here.
Here, what else do you get? You get Apple News, Apple. You get all the. You get
Yeah,
every
yeah.
service that they can provide. You get, and you
Apple
also get
Fitness.
Apple TV. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that's what I
iStorage.
was wondering, because I know like Google, like for example, like with Google, like you pay $20 and you get Google Drive, you get more storage or whatever, and I know you get I don't know a bunch of other
Premium
services,
YouTube,
whatever.
I
If
think.
it's like a cable thing that they do where it's like here you get all this stuff for your phone, you get iCloud, and also you get to watch our TV shows.
Imagine if Google got Disney somehow to make a deal. So, hey, if you pay for your Google Drive, we'll also give you Disney Plus.
That
I think that would be pretty successful.
Actually, they do that.
Do they
yeah, you said doo doo.
I said they do.
Not
Not
there's
do.
no swearing on this show.
Well, shit.
Allowed one of those.
Yes, we used it up.
PG-13.
Did you see that I sent you I sent A&R Instagram the Mary and Pippin talking about like where they would put the F-bomb video?
Yes, I saw that. That was hilarious.
Oh, so good.
So good. To add to what Nathan was saying, they also, for the longest time, if you bought any Apple product, they would give you 1 year of Apple TV for free.
Ah.
That was brilliant, I think, because it gave everybody a chance. Oh, I've been
Everyone
summoned.
would just
I've been-
buy their iPod or
Yeah.
the
so you buy a
what are
watch,
the earbuds called?
tablet, whatever you
AirPods?
buy,
AirPods.
you get 1 year of service for free.
Problem is,
Right.
I didn't get that when I got my stuff because
that
I
sucks for you.
needed everything else. I needed Apple News, I needed Apple Music,
Yeah.
all that, and so I just got Premiere and
Wait, Apple Music?
yeah.
You mean
What happened to
iTunes?
iTunes?
No,
No,
Apple
it's
Music.
changed.
It's not. They've got iTunes, but iTunes.
So
you don't buy
iTunes is
music
now
anymore.
just the program. Apple Music is now the service.
iTunes is used for buying TV shows and movies.
That's
and that
not
sort of thing.
Tunes. That's Tube.
That's what it.
Why don't they
that's
call
what
it
is now.
iTube?
Because they
It's
might get sued by
considered a
YouTube.
legacy product. It's
Yeah.
a legacy product.
it's not
That
even
doesn't
Apple.
mean you get to get rid of the English language. Tunes is music.
No, because that's what they had. Music. I think you can still buy songs, but you don't do that anymore because Apple Music is
Like,
the primary music service with Apple now.
okay,
So Tunes, you can still buy music, but why do that when you could use Apple Music, which
and just stream everything
And
and
yeah, stream
not
it all.
give any money to the artists at all.
No,
Dart
look at
summons a
some-
question.
No, you
here. He
don't.
says, Alvin, why aren't you at the studios because of watching Trump? Yes, I just got out of the movies, and it's closer. My house is closer to the movie theater than the studio, so I decided to come here. Because if I was to come to the office, it'd be another half an hour added to my time. So rather just do it from home. But I miss you guys. I wish I was in the studio. I need to switch over to an iPhone. Do not do that. Please do not do that.
Don't if you haven't already. And I'm not
I
saying
have
this-
both. I have both, and I still like both for what they do. They do something different, each of them.
Yes, if you're not already in the Apple ecosystem, unless you want to drop 10 grand, don't.
He's
If-
not lying.
If you have a PC or you use like Google and PC stuff now, don't buy an iPhone. If you have a Mac or an iPad and you already are in Apple's ecosystem, then absolutely, it'll all pair together.
yeah, I'd say if you want to get two Apple products,
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
because they will work together so like,
Absolutely.
better
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
anything else. But unless you're gonna get those two products, you don't really need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to switch over my phone because I can.
'Cause
and
you can.
well, yeah, well, it's already paid off now, and then they're just like, "Hey, what new phone do you want for free?"
Same. As of this month, I've paid off this phone, and immediately I got all the texts. Hey, guess what? You can get the
Yeah.
iPhone 14. We've got the Samsung you can trade in. It's like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
This is
Well,
fine.
mine's cracked as all hell.
Oh.
Well, it's the TCL.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've had that for a while, and I got it because they give me a TV. So I'm like, okay, I'll
Fair
do
enough.
that. I don't even care if the phone's good. I get a like nice TV out of it. TV's been great, but it's a curved screen.
Oh yeah.
So the edges are it's rounded on the edge or beveled or whatever. Anyway,
So it cuts off a tiny bit.
no,
Are we
you
watching
get
or
an
no?
extra, and you get
Okay.
the side when it's on. You get a little banner on the side or whatever. But that means no case protects it whatsoever.
Right.
So
Uh.
there's like one case that I can get that protects the back. But anyway, so the first like 5 or 6 times I dropped it, it's just like, all right, well now there's a bit missing out of this corner. But still works fine. Well, no, it's slow as balls now and it kind of runs like ass. But
That's- yeah.
it's time to replace it. So I'm probably gonna go with the Pixel.
I
don't know.
had the Pixel 3. It
Yeah.
was a great phone, liked it. My main problem is it really slowed down after a couple of years.
That-
it was just
yeah.
so difficult to even just opening it. I put in the lock, the password. Take a couple seconds to actually register. I did that and then open.
Mm.
I hated that.
Well, that was this. Now they're up to what, the 5 and 6 or
I think
whatever
there's
now.
6 or 7.
Yeah. So I would probably get not the newest one because like I don't really care about whatever. Oh, there's capitals. As you gentlemen know, I'm a teacher aide and I wasn't added to my own group chat. Oh, because of having an Android.
Mm.
Yeah.
The Android versus Apple, let's just call it bigotry, is
Whoa.
thick.
No, bigotry.
Apple
What?
does
Yeah,
Apple does these little annoying things to be like such a little pain. Like, you know, if you're an Android user and you text somebody who's an Apple, it shows up as green,
Yeah.
right? Instead of blue. Like, it's such a little
It's
immature
No, that's a
thing to
cultural
do.
thing. No,
It
no,
is- no.
It's a cultural thing
such
now.
A smart move on
It is.
Apple's point
Yeah.
to be like, oh, you can tell they're not using the same phone as you, and it's just like,
yeah.
you
I find that
dick.
so stupid. I find it
no,
so
no, no, no.
stupid.
It's a business thing. It's smart because then
It is.
you're trying to sell a product. You're trying to improve it, so you add things that other products don't have.
Yep.
Mm.
And
Okay,
because
Nathan,
it's your own product,
Nathan, Apple should not be the one to say, "Oh, we were the first." They have been a last to so many changes of phones.
they're not claiming they're the first.
No,
They
no, no,
just
but
they just
they're,
do
they're
some things
fanboys.
differently.
Their fanboys act like Apple's always the first to do everything. In fact, it's
Oh yeah,
the
no, that's
opposite.
annoying. That's annoying. But the way that Apple runs their ecosystem and makes it, the Garden of Eden sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's a very smart business move, and they make it so you don't want to leave, not just because you potentially can lose a lot of
Fight the good fight.
all the
dog.
apps and all that.
But when it comes right down to it, every business does that.
Yeah.
Right? They all want the business. They all want to make money. So they all want you to hold on, buy their product or stay on their whatever.
Burger
Yeah.
King's going to release a weird new burger that no one else
What?
is allowed to release. The Spider-Man burger. We should have gotten that actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
I already
If you're
talked
going to
about
get a Spider-Man, we should.
I
get
haven't
that.
I haven't seen Spider-Verse yet, but Spooderman? It was a
Spider-Man,
meme.
Mr. Foley.
Elvin, pull it up, put it on the stream. Look up Spooderman.
Spooderman.
Spooderman. It was a meme. Some 9-year-old drew Spider-Man terribly. It blew up on the internet, and he was in the background in Spider-Verse. So Spooderman is now canon.
Be careful what you look up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
definitely-
have no. It's legendary enough. It'll come up.
Is that it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you got it before me. Okay.
So
That is amazing.
and he
Oh,
was
shoot.
look up Spooderman Spider-Verse, and there'll be a clip where you can see that he was in one of the shots. Yep, there he is.
He's canon.
He's
That's
canon.
great.
Yep.
Hilarious.
I wonder which universe.
I
wonder
remember
if-
seeing this. Something. Did somebody make a mistake in the editing group?
No, that's Spooderman.
That's
One of the-
great.
I wonder if the
He needs
Change
to have
that
a talking part.
yeah.
We need to animate it. My mask is too tight.
I feel like his face would just be like a flat disc, like a weird.
Did you see Batman and Spider-Man?
No, oh my god,
Stop.
what is this?
Stop.
No. It's this animation series called Batman and Spider-Man. And it's one of the gems of the internet.
Oh, it's not Batman. It's Batman.
Batman, Spider-Man,
Batman, and
and Spider-Man. That's what I said. Did I stutter?
no, I just heard Batman because I assumed
No.
you were talking about Batman.
Batman.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's adorable, really, really funny. There's like 10 episodes. And I recently I heard that the animators were doing something else. Anyway, I want Spider-Man to be in the new Spider-Verse movie.
Ah,
Now that Spooderman's been in it.
Spooderman.
Spooderman.
That
Thanks,
that much
Spooderman.
closer.
You're,
Thanks,
our be-
Spooderman.
you're one of our best.
Yeah.
interesting.
All right. Well,
What are we moving on to?
I think
Do we want to move on to a Retro Vault?
Yeah.
yes.
The Retro Vault. So
No.
I picked I guess we'll do it maybe once a month or something like that, or whenever we can. So I decided to do a movie from the past.
Whoa.
I picked
The olden
Bloods-
days.
Not the future.
Bloodsport. Bloodsport.
Based on
Uh,
a true story. Not really.
Do you guys know
Not
about
really,
the
not
little
really.
history about this? Frank
Yeah.
Douche or Duke.
Frank Dukes.
Dukes.
That he actually convinced everybody that this actually happened to him,
Yeah.
but it really didn't.
Well, it's like
Kumite.
the guy
That's the true part,
from
that it didn't happen.
yeah.
That
It's
he
like
made it up.
the guy from Catch Me If You Can. All of the what's his name? Frank Abagnale.
Frank,
Yeah.
He now like works for the CIA and apparently he was like this huge con artist or whatever in all his stories, but like people have actually done research and like taken all of the dates and times and corroborated them with when he was in
Kumite.
prison and how long he was out of prison for. And they're like, all right, so in the 2 weeks that you were out of prison, you were a pilot, a doctor, a neurosurgeon, and a teacher, and then they're like, okay, so all your stories are bullshit.
Yeah. Well,
But you're still working for the CIA, being an informant, so you're still a smart guy. You're just full of it.
it's the same thing with this story with Frank Dukes because he claims
What's it with guys named Frank?
I don't know. He claims that he won the Kumite, but he knocked out 56 guys.
Yeah.
But the tournament is like win and go on. So
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
did the math. If you're gonna beat 56 guys, that's 2 million people in the tournament. Like, there's no way that could happen.
Yeah, so 1988 for the first blood sport. There was 4 blood sports. Can you believe that?
Mm.
4 of them.
Movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 movies. Yes, I
Who
don't
is-
even. I don't remember anything.
Let's
after
see.
the first one.
Stallone.
Okay,
was
I'm
Vin
a
Diesel in the last one or what?
I'm gonna blow you guys' minds. You probably
'Kay.
don't know this, but if you do, then you're a genius. But I didn't know this. There was a very famous actor in this movie, and it's not Jean-Claude Van Damme. Do you guys know who it was? Don't look it up.
In the original,
Yes,
Forrest
Forrest
Whitaker.
Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys all know that?
Yeah.
We just watched clips.
We just watched. some
Oh,
clips.
that's why. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. And the guy from Revenge of the Nerds,
Yes,
the big he played Ogre.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jackson or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He was in Revenge of the Nerds.
I
No.
remember watching this movie with my dad. We were sitting there, and I couldn't believe how awesome this movie was.
Yeah.
Especially when it goes, bricks don't hit back.
There's so many good one-liners.
I loved that line. My friend kept saying that every time we were all playing. when we were
Bricks
kids.
don't hit
Yeah,
back.
Bricks
The best line
don't
is still
hit back.
"Okay, USA."
Oh man, what a movie, man!
One of my favorite
Do you
Oh,
think it's
sorry,
his
Alvin.
best movie? Do you think it's his best movie?
by far.
Yeah.
By far.
Well, he's got some good ones, right?
Yeah, I was gonna pull
Nothing-
up a
don't-
list
and
of Jean-Claude
Nobody
Van
say
Damme
Street
movies.
Fighter. If anybody says Street Fighter, I'm coming right now to the office.
Street Fighter.
Honestly, Street Fighter's amazing too. Like, it's horrible, but like
Come on,
this movie isn't good.
but it's way better than
Excuse
Street
It's
Fighter.
entertaining.
Excuse me. Are you saying wait, what movie are you talking about?
Bloodsport or Street Fighter. I'm not like
When I watched this movie, I cried at the end.
Oh,
I loved it so much. My
I thought there was gonna be a little fight here for a second.
girlfriend made
Coming
fun
over
of me.
there.
She made fun of the movie. I got so angry. This was one of the greatest movies of all time. You cannot beat lines like "You break my record." What was it?
You broke my record. Now I break you like I broke your friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then you did the.
you tell him,
That
Chris.
thing.
You tell him.
it's so, like no. When I say this movie isn't good, I mean like in the vein of like Roadhouse. It's not a good movie. Like
This is the best movie of all time.
I
I'm
know,
gonna
but
pull
I'm
up Rotten Tomatoes.
but like Roadhouse.
Wow, wow. Okay,
is
okay, I think it's
Godfather, Bloodsport.
If you don't look at Rotten Tomatoes, they don't know. things.
no, of course.
the chat's going up here. There's
I'm not
Universal, Universal Soldiers was a good movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Time
Cop.
Them.
Kickboxer.
Okay, let me ask Cowabunga Dude and Darth, since they've been blowing up the chat here with recommendations. Is Bloodsport better than those movies? Or if you had to pick one movie that Van Damme was the best at, which one would it be? Let me know. Let us know.
Pull up a list of Jean-Claude Van.
I'll pull it up,
Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Because there's so many
He's-
movies where you're like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot that existed.
I mean, he's still going.
Well, yeah, actually,
He's in
absolutely.
Expendables. He's in Kung Fu.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course he
Panda.
is.
Kung Fu Panda.
Who's he playing Kung Fu Panda?
I have no idea.
What animal does he play?
Do you want me to seriously look that up
Do
right
not
now?
remember.
I was
Master
accents
Croc.
in them.
He plays a crocodile. Okay, cool.
Yeah. He was also in he was in The Rise of
Blackwater?
Gru. Minions, The Rise of Gru as Jean Claude. I guess he was maybe a
Knockoff.
crab or something.
Welcome to the Jungle. The Last Action Hero. Cyborg. Six Bullets.
Last Action
Oh, I
Hero
remember
is good.
Cyborg.
Kill 'Em All. What are these names?
Lionheart.
Replicant. The Shepherd. Border Patrol. What the heck?
He was in Friends, an episode of Friends.
Hard Cops assassination games. Dragon Eyes.
Pretty much any like 80s tough guy.
Yeah.
He was
Well,
in Bruce
it's
Lee.
like,
Really?
Huh?
He says it says Bruce Lee, the immortal dragon. He was in there.
Oh yeah.
A hard
played
target.
Bruce Lee.
Double team with Dennis Rodman. That's a good one.
But I saw this funny clip. He was in a movie before Bloodsport called Breakin', and it's breakdancing, but he's not breakdancing. He's just in the crowd, and he's in the background.
He's just an extra, just
Yeah.
living it up.
Yeah, and that was it.
Okay, so Cowabunga says Bloodsport might be the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darth also says Bloodsport is the best as well. He also says he liked Time Cop. But yeah, I think Bloodsport, in my opinion, it's the best movie he's done.
He is the embodiment of the 80s. How can you beat this?
Yeah, it's
Wow,
true.
somebody loves John so much.
Do you
How
not?
long have you had that up there for?
That's my background.
It's my wallpaper, yeah.
And it's Apple, so it's on his computer, it's
No,
on his phone, across all platforms.
My 80s guy is not Jean. My 80s guy's, hey, yo, I am Rocky Balboa. So my 80s guy's Stallone.
Well, see, that's what they said, right? Because Stallone and Arnold had the muscles, and then like Steven Seagal was the karate. So it was like Van Damme was like
Sort of the middle.
Everything.
it was like a combination.
There was
Steven Seagal is such a weirdo. I don't
no,
like
no.
him.
Well, okay,
Steven
not
Seagal
even-
is such a horrible human being.
looks-
Not
Yeah.
even a weird, like he is a terrible person.
He doesn't even look like an action hero.
He's not.
Like he's just this weird guy that puts on fake military gear and just like walks around trying to look
He's
cool.
everyone's like old uncle who thinks that he's super tough. And then he goes and beats up your little 13-year-old cousin. He goes, yeah, see, that's what I used to do to guys. Oh, yeah, you watch it then, hey, punk. But he stubs his toe and then cries for an hour.
What about
Susan.
what about I
And
can't remember.
all
I'm
Steven
forgetting his
Seagal
name.
movies are all 3 words.
Yes, they are.
They're all 3 words.
What about
Yep.
Chuck Norris? Where does he land?
He's pretty good.
Uh,
What? You don't like Chuck?
it's not that I don't like. It's just when you have what's his name? Why can't I?
Is he
just
below
said Bruce Lee?
Stallone and Arnold?
No,
and
the fight
John?
with. Well, yeah, like I don't know that. Apart from the memes, he had a huge impact on my movie watching life.
Are you talking
growing
about
up.
the movie Impact? He was in? Are you talking about?
Oh.
Deep. No. It was
That's a
different.
dad joke right there.
I thought he was making a joke, and then he just kept going. So I thought, oh,
I accidentally made a deep cut there. Are you talking about his movie Deep Cut? No. What's his name from Roadhouse?
Kevin
Patrick Swayze. There we go.
Kevin Spacey.
Spacey, you know, action hero. No, Patrick Swayze was. I grew up watching Patrick Swayze, and then in like
That
my
explains
20s,
everything.
got introduced to Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. So it wasn't until like after my teenage years that I started watching it. Like that's when I watched Bloodsport.
Right.
But like I grew up watching Roadhouse and like, just all the Patrick Swayze garbage
Wait,
movies.
Chuck
I mean,
Norris-
garbage in like the best sense of just like you would just get drunk and yell at the TV because you'd be like, oh, like it's like grown up Power Rangers. Like that's what those movies are.
So Chuck Norris was in Dodgeball. I don't remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
He made the final. He was the one that made
Oh,
the
yeah.
the final
deciding
decision.
factor.
What's
okay,
his
okay.
biggest movie? Chuck Norris's biggest movie you guys can think of?
The one
Well,
with
Where he started.
Walker Texas Ranger was a
Well,
show.
It was a show.
yeah.
That was probably his biggest though.
Well, the one that he fights Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Be Water.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 he's in. He's a Bruce Lee, the Curse of the Dragon, Be Water, and then Bruce Lee, the Immortal Dragon. So he's been on all
I think
3
it
of
was. What's the one like the most famous? The scene where he's in like blue jeans.
Are you thinking of he's fighting Bruce Lee?
Yeah, yeah. Like that's scene.
That's famous, yeah.
Yeah.
If I look it up online, I'm either gonna get
Lone Wolf
comparison of who would
McQuade.
win.
Lone Wolf
The Way of the
McQuade.
Dragon.
Way of the Dragon. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
The Way of
okay.
the Dragon. He didn't have a beard in that one, right?
He did.
He did?
Yeah, yeah. Bitch was born with a beard.
But
He's never.
Cowabunga missing in action was a huge one for him.
Oh, yeah.
When he went back to there was a went back to
Well, we got a
Nom?
vote
Is
for.
I guess.
Is it Nom? Yeah.
We have a vote
That-
for
that-
Jackie Chan up there as well.
Oh.
Yeah, Jackie Chan, of course.
Yeah.
When did he hit the movie scene?
Well, he hit the movie
Late
scene in
70s?
China for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Late 70s.
Yeah. Bruce Lee lips out his chest hairs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does. He grabs it and rips out his
Yeah,
chest
that's
hair.
pretty good. Oh, he didn't have a beard in that.
He didn't?
Oh,
He didn't. I just looked up the
Oh,
clip.
wow.
look how
No.
hairy he is.
Yeah.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Hey, that was the 80s and 70s, man. Be hairy.
So there is a Bruce Lee movie. So the guy from Bloodsport, the main villain there,
Yeah.
Yes.
he's in at least one Bruce Lee movie. Where he fights him.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, I recognized him. Like the big
Yeah.
big
What
guy?
about Chung Lee? Is
Chun
that-
Li, yeah.
Yeah.
Or not Chun Li, Chung Li.
Chung Lee.
Yeah.
I remember. I don't know what movie it is, but I've definitely seen them fight.
He said, apparently,
Beard was on
if
his
only I had
chest.
met Bruce Lee. Has he actually met Bruce Lee?
Who? Chuck Norris?
No.
Okay. I, was-
Jean-Claude
Oh.
Van Damme.
Van Damme.
I guess not.
Oh. No, there's a movie where there's a Bruce Lee fan. No Retreat, No Surrender.
Oh,
Bolo Young. It's really the only thing that really threw me off with Jean-Claude Van Damme was how flexible he was. It really hurt.
how he was not American.
Wait, who? Who?
Jean-Claude
Jean.
Van Damme.
He's American as apple pie. What are you talking about?
When he was a kid, he's wearing like opposite, like the Giants baseball team, and then the Giants football team, and the
Yeah.
Giants baseball team, like different teams.
Different
Giants and
sports.
Giants, different sports.
See, this is why it's a great movie.
That just seems like he's compensating.
He loves
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
both.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Darth says Bolo Young doesn't live far from me.
Really?
Wow.
If you
How do you
could
know?
get a
Do you
picture of
follow
him, or can you Darth get him to say hi to us? I will pay money for it. I will pay.
Darth sends
I'll
us the
send you-
video and
Darth,
he's like,
I'll
leave me
send you-
alone.
Get out of my garbage bins.
If you do that, Darth, I'll forever be in your debt. I'll give you any figure you want. Oh man, yeah, I'll send you some figures if you can get Bolo to say hi to us. Just record him to say hi for like 10 seconds, or say, "Bricks don't hit back."
They're there together.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about
No. Van
wow.
Damme. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember that scene.
Chinese Hercules.
Yeah,
No, that's not the movie. That's a documentary.
it does look. Well, obviously good shape there.
But again, that's like 70s or something. But
What commercial was it where he did the splits in between two semi trucks? Was that
Oh,
Tesla?
God.
Oh no, I'm guessing this is Bruce Lee, not Bolo.
No.
No,
Jean Claude Van
Van
Damme. He
Oh.
did a commercial where he did the splits between two driving semi trucks, and it was for something. It did wonders because I remember the
Volvo
company. It was
trucks.
Volvo.
Two Volvos.
Okay,
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. and he hadn't been in the limelight for a while.
I didn't recognize him because his hair is so short now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a mullet,
He needs
Yeah,
a bit of
that
that
move,
longer
yeah.
hair.
and the internet lost its mind.
When
They
the
won't-
ad is so good that
They
people
won't let me
search
play
for
it. But it was
Yeah.
two Volvo trucks, yeah,
Yeah,
and they're slowly.
Volvo found out after shooting this that the dynamic steering mode was in fact turned off. Luckily, he was able to control this truck steering with his legs.
God, it's so
it's an
weird
attempt
to look
at like the Chuck Norris
Yeah.
jokes.
at. It hurts to look at it.
Yeah, every movie does the splits.
Okay, it won't let me.
Part of his
Darn it.
contract.
Was there anybody else in the 80s that exude like these guys? I don't think Nicolas Cage and John Travolta were. I would say they were late 80s, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, Face Off. That was 90s.
Yeah, that was
They had
90s,
a
yeah.
different kind of persona, a different
Yeah.
archetype that they fit in.
Yeah.
these guys are the action heroes.
Yeah,
Not just
Army
that,
Hammer, which wait, no, he was acquitted, right?
Yeah. He's.
We're allowed to talk about him.
No
I don't
worries.
really want to, but yeah.
No,
But
well,
you
with
can.
a name like Army Hammer, how can you not be an action hero?
Arm and Hammer.
Yeah, you're either related to baking soda or a arm of the military and a blunt force weapon.
Cage and Travolta were bigger in the 90s. Yeah, I think they were, weren't they?
I thought you said Cajun Travolta.
Oh,
Cage
and,
and Travolta.
and I was like, Cajun Travolta. Okay, yeah.
Once in grade 7, it was like a disco day or something like that.
Right.
I went to class. Apparently no one dressed up for it. I went to class as John Travolta.
Hell yeah.
I did. I even had like the really big like shirt, like
Yeah.
really open, deep, like V-neck sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I drew on chest hairs. I went all out.
Hell yeah.
What about Bruce
Yeah, Cajun
Willis?
Travolta
Bruce
was-
Willis has got to be up there. John McCain.
Bruce Willis, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But he was.
Kevin
Oh
Bacon.
wait. Who was in the oh, what's it called? The Fugitive.
Harrison Ford.
That was Harrison Ford. Yeah,
Yeah.
Harrison
he's-
Ford was.
Harrison's got to be up there too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dolph
he's
Lundgren.
not- he's
he
not
was
a
always
mil-
the bad guy though.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I think the
and
Bucks. I think the
if you
Buck stops
put
at
them
Bruce
all in like a police lineup, you can't tell them apart. It's just like tall, jacked white dude with a mullet. That's the 80s in North America.
You know what the great thing about Bloodsport is again is the music in it. It's so
Yes.
80s. Like when he's sitting on he's sitting after the guy gets beat or his buddy, his friend that he just made, Jackson, the big guy gets beat,
Yeah.
and he's on like a bus and he's kind of seeing the enemy
Because he
everywhere.
beat
but-
him at video games. So
Yeah,
they're like,
exactly.
we're friends now.
Yeah, and it's just like reflecting, and like the music could just be pulled. The music could be from like Fast Times at Richmond High, or it could be
Yeah.
from friggin' 16 Candles or something.
Can anyone tell?
Hilarious.
I love
Can
the
any-
theme. It's just that chant, Kumite, Kumite. It's just in the background the whole time.
Something that I saw because I was watching another video today, and like the Kumite is supposed to be secretive.
Yeah.
Except everybody knows about it.
And not just that, but like they at the start in the hotel, they're telling a reporter like, "Oh, we don't know what it is," and then later on in the same hotel, they're all talking about it in front of everyone.
The worst kept secret.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Darth means by which is the next live on A&R. Please,
Monday, Wednesday, Saturday morning.
bi-weekly on the Saturday mornings.
Bosh.
I was gonna. It was a question. That's it. Can anyone explain to me why the matches were on a floor that had a incline? Why did they have that? Like
That
it's
was the
weird.
last. That was just for the last match.
Yeah,
They
but
made it
why
like
would
that.
they have that? I don't understand.
It makes it that much harder. Why did they make the floor white?
They were the first people to invent Beyblades. And it's just a Beyblade.
It's a human Beyblade.
Yeah,
thing.
human Beyblade
Actually-
thing.
I actually think that it kind of would work like that because then it's a lot of it's kickboxing and martial arts that involve using your legs.
Yeah.
And so having that slight elevation would add a bit of like three-dimensional aspects to the fighting, so you can gain a little bit of an advantage when you're pushed.
Don't try
out.
it. I have the high ground.
Yeah. But really, the best parts of the movie are Jean-Claude Van Damme, not his fighting, but his reaction, like his
Yeah.
slow motion
Yeah.
facial, like
Oh. That face
Yeah.
has, yeah,
That takes training. That hurt my eyes just doing that.
pulled a muscle in your retina.
Oh gosh. But
What's
also-
the age? What's the age you should introduce this to your kids?
6 years old.
realistically, 12. I don't know. I don't have a kid, so I don't think I'm the right person to speak on this.
I'd show
Take
my
care,
kids
Dart,
now.
take care.
They're 10 and 13. And
Yeah.
they've
Oh,
seen,
yeah.
they've seen worse.
Yeah,
Seen it all.
Oh wow! They've seen worse.
Oh yeah, they've seen horror films.
yeah, double digits. I reckon you can watch
Yeah.
80s action movies.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
I'll introduce this to my boys.
I don't know what they're
All
gonna,
especially
what they're gonna
if you've
think
got
of
two
it.
boys, because now you don't have to pay attention to them. They're just gonna beat the hell out of each other for the next 2 weeks.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
when
true.
my son
Yelling
started
Kumite.
watching
Yeah.
My sons are going to bed, so they won't watch this till tomorrow because they do watch the show, by the way.
Okay.
After they finished watching Cobra Kai, that's all they did was beat the crap out of each other. And then I made them go out and wax the car.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for the kind words. Appreciate that. The slow-mo toe in the face was epic.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that again.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that over. The guy, really? Another foot in the face? No, we gotta make it slower.
But you have to do that in his voice. Yeah, with the accent.
Yeah. Oh God, I can't do it.
Was there anything else out in the internet webs? Any news? Ahsoka trailer dropped today.
Yes.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Another one,
Yeah.
huh?
It shows a lot of the same.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not anything really different.
Yeah, I haven't
but-
seen any.
But they gave a
like-
date. They actually dropped a
Oh.
date.
Oh,
August 23rd, I believe.
Okay.
Wednesdays, every Wednesday. I don't know how.
Hey, Wednesdays, we're back.
Yeah,
More
exactly.
Star Wars stuff.
They heard about the show. And
Yeah,
they
they're
said,
like, we gotta,
we gotta
you know,
go with popcorn chicken.
we gotta acclimate to their
And there's
schedule.
going to be 8 episodes.
8.
I think we
8?
knew that already, but
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Are the runtimes released?
I don't think so.
I think
don't-
there's. I've
They're
seen
going to be 30
on-
minutes or less.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess a bit more.
I think hopefully 40.
I don't think it's released yet.
But here's
Or
the
leaked.
what I was thinking about Ahsoka today, and we've talked about this a bunch of times. And in my mind is like this series is sort of like could be not the tipping point, but there's been 6
Yeah.
live action, right? 3 Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, and Andor.
Yep.
In my mind, there's been 3 good.
Yeah.
The first 2 episodes of Mandalorian, and
Yeah.
I liked Andor. And
Yeah.
then 3 sort of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, and the 3rd season of Mandalorian. So it's like 3 good, 3 bad.
One of the, I think it was one of the guys who edited, one of the editors on Andor. I think it was one of the editors of Andor. Is re-editing Obi-Wan,
Oh wow.
and he's like, I don't know when it'll be done. Hopefully, fairly soon. But essentially what I was saying with Boba Fett, he's just like, I think there's a good show in here. It just needs re-editing.
Yeah.
And he's doing his own edit, like off the books, like
Right.
not sanctioned by Disney or anything. And he'll just like, I don't know, put it on the internet while it stays, and then he'll get NDA'd to hell and fired and never work for Disney again. But
Yeah. But in my mind, like this has to be a good show.
yeah,
because-
well, it's just going to be Rebels season 4,
Yeah.
which I think with that in mind, like if they just stick to that essentially, which they have a lot of the same team as far as I know, and the fact that they've got Timothy Zahn greenlighting a bunch of the story stuff for Grand Admiral Thrawn, and if they just stick to that of just like building on Rebels, I don't see how it will be disappointing.
So do you need to see Rebels before you watch Ahsoka?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably.
There's definitely going to be an abridged. I know before, was it
Like all Rebels or like
Well,
this
no,
is
no,
what
no.
4
the
seasons,
whole
right?
point, I guess, with Thrawn coming back, it's going to be important to know where did he go,
Yeah.
what happened,
Right.
where's Ezra, because he also kind of went off.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that too. Yeah, you're getting introduced to a bunch of new characters that you're
Right.
gonna be like, where the hell are these?
Yeah.
Who's this? And you'll know a bit of the lineage because you've got a Mandalorian, a Jedi, and a pilot. We know what those are. So, but I think on Disney Plus they'll probably do here's important episodes to watch
like they did at the beginning of Obi-Wan,
They
right?
did
Which was
that.
great.
Yeah,
They just totally recapped everything.
yeah.
If
fact-
only Obi-Wan was a good show, which
Yeah.
is not. I don't think editing's going to save it. Just want to say that. I think it's trash. All right, let's move on.
Hot take.
What else we
well,
got
well.
on the docket? Anything new?
It's a pretty slow week for news and stuff.
Yeah. I think it's at that point of the summer where it's mainly just releasing, the big movies
Yeah.
and not so much news in terms of TV shows.
When does Oppenheimer and more importantly Barbie come out again?
July, it's mid-July.
Okay, mid-July.
More importantly, Barbie. Yes.
I'm gonna see that one.
I
Actually.
actually
too.
I'm going to now as well because I think it's going to be a bit of a like Pleasantville sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
July 21st.
21st. All right.
I love Pleasantville.
That
Yeah.
was, yeah, that was good.
That was like that. That was the year of like, because there was 3 sort of movies that came out, not like Pleasantville, but that year or roughly around there was Pleasantville, Truman Show,
Oh yeah.
and then even Woody Harrelson, which was like the first Ed TV was like the
Yeah, yeah.
reality. They came out around each other.
Speaking of Truman Show, I thought of that at the end of a show that we've been reviewing.
Alvin hasn't seen it.
I know, that's why I'm talking about it
Yeah.
vaguely.
Which
Mm.
one?
Nothing,
Nothing.
nothing, dear.
Did he fall asleep? Did he fall asleep?
I was just looking around the interwebs for any amazing news, but it looks like the only one I could find is the actress who plays Wednesday in season 2. Was that the Wednesday? Is it Ortega?
Dibs.
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega.
She said that whatever you saw in season 1 pales in comparison to what you're going to see in season 2.
I think they're contractually obligated to say that. Like,
Yeah, so did everyone who worked on Willow.
it's a new big thing.
Oh, I can't believe what we're doing with Willow. It's so wow.
They
But
even
the-
released a documentary on how they made it.
No,
the first season was amazing.
well, she's
was
saying it's going to be
expect-
more horror related. This one.
Well, the first one was so well done as far as not. I mean, Netflix is doing Wednesday Addams. Just that sentence alone, you're like, cool. It's gonna be like preteen high school drama, and then you're just like, no, Tim Burton's doing it, and you're like, okay. And then you watch the first episode, you're like, oh, this is good. Oh, okay, cool. So the fact that they're like turning it up, and the end of that season was great. Like that was a perfect example of how to wrap things up, but also leaving a cliffhanger.
Right.
Bless you.
Oh, excuse me. I tried not to sneeze into the mic.
Because it wrapped everything up. It was done, and then at the last second, it's just like, here's a little hint. We could go more if people watch it. But I thought, yeah, and the fact that the main villain was the original actor who played Wednesday.
Yeah,
As well.
Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
I was going back to Ahsoka. I don't know. I have this weird feeling this show is not going to be good. I just have
That's
this-
called the Disney feeling.
right. I don't know. I'm worried about the show, man. I really am. Something just feels off. Maybe the fact that one of the actors has passed away as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's gonna be weird watching that. The second he shows up, you're gonna be like, oh, he's okay. Hello,
He's not here.
he's a ghost.
Do you guys think that they're gonna do one of those like in memory of?
Absolutely.
Or something
Oh, they
like that
have
at the
to. They
beginning?
have to.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
If they don't, that's really cold of them not to do that. So,
Yeah, but
sure.
you know, it's Disney.
are we going to see any surprise besides Ezra and Grand Admiral? Are we going to see anybody else in the mix? Who would you like to
I-
see in the mix?
You mean from Rebels or just in general from any other show or movie?
anything that anyone you think that is gonna make the show better? Like Mando?
I hope they don't.
I hope they don't.
Gosh, he's like he's already in a couple other shows. He's got his own show. He's in the Book of Boba.
This whole
leave him out.
Ahsoka is just, hey, look at all the cameos we have already. So the fact that they've got pretty much the entire crew of the Ghost, like that's, and then again, because they're just doing, and not just to diminutize it, but they're doing Rebels season 4 essentially in live action.
Yeah.
So they don't really need to be like, and because it's a new show, they're already introducing a bunch of things. So I think the reason why we were clamoring for them to have a cameo in Mandalorian was because it's been the Din and Grogu show
Yeah.
for 3 seasons, and we're just like, hey, give me a new face that isn't in a mask, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know there's 2 characters I think might show up? It's a bit of a stretch, but I think Leia might.
Dash Rendar.
I think Leia might show up in it.
Sure.
Because this is at a time where the New Republic is now
Yeah.
in power, and so she plays a role in that. Ahsoka may be involved with that, with her, or Luke might be there because Ahsoka and Luke, we already know that they know each other.
They probably,
They talk to each other. I think that they might get involved at some point.
Was Mon Mothma in the trailer?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, she is. But also remember, there is
Oh, that
going
means
to
that
be
we're probably going to get Jimmy Smits.
maybe. But remember, they are building all this up because Dave Filoni's going to make a movie in this.
Yeah, converging all of
So
them.
they're going to wait to bring Mando back to that, and maybe Boba Fett. I don't know, but
I hope they bring Boba Fett in.
He
and
needs
just
to be
make
dark.
he
him-
needs to be redeemed.
Yeah, he needs to be the Jean-Claude Van Damme and just like
You're gonna see Boba Fett screaming.
yeah, that's all we want.
I want to see him just. This is gonna sound horrible. He needs to just be a ruthless killer.
Oh yeah.
Like when he showed up in season 2 of Mando to
Totally.
get his suit back, and
And
he
he
just
just beats
beat
the hell out of a bunch of
all the
stormtroopers.
stormtroopers.
That was that, and the scene where he's in the Slave One and he's just
Oh,
mowing down
The biker gang?
the bikers.
Yeah.
Those are the two good scenes.
If those
Yeah.
two
Boba Fett.
scenes were the entire season and nothing like canonically happened, I would be happy.
Yeah.
If it was just like in today's episode, Boba Fett murders this people, and you're like, cool, what's next?
Yeah.
Like that would have been awesome. Because that's all we've known about him is he's a mysterious guy who kills people for money.
Yeah.
And then they're like, actually, he's a family man. And I'm like, all right, I want to die.
And you know, one thing I also dislike about Book of Boba, really quick, the Gamorrean guards.
Where was
yeah.
the book? Sorry. He was never reading.
He doesn't have his glasses.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No.
Oh my god, that's good. That's good. Clip that.
But the Gamorrean guards are big guys in the
Big
movies,
boys. Yeah.
Right.
big boys, and that's what they're like. And then in this, they're like
they
tiny
Oh,
little
yeah,
things.
that's
slim
right.
down.
They're
Yeah.
It's like they've been like starved half to death.
They're
They were at the
younglings.
gym.
They're younglings,
Yeah.
Nathan. Come on.
Yeah, no, but they used to work for Jabba, so we know that they're not. That's why they're in town, is because they used to work for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I thought that was. I think Disney was doing something dumb. They're like, oh, we don't want any larger people. Let's get rid of them.
They're being bodyist or size. I don't know.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would like to see Vader.
Mm.
I think that's
he's dead.
not
No,
yeah.
I don't
that's-
mean like there in the
Oh,
movie,
like
but-
flashback?
yeah, something like with Ahsoka, right?
Oh,
Maybe-
yeah, actually,
maybe
yeah, that's a good-
maybe
good
even a
shout.
dream, like she's having a dream or something.
Yeah.
Like they kind of did in Obi-Wan, right? There's the flashback with
Yeah,
Anakin.
yeah.
Yeah,
I would,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I would like
Actually-
to see that.
How about in Dagobah going into the cave, Luke sees Vader. Do you guys remember that? scene?
Yeah,
yeah.
Empire Strikes Back,
Yep.
something like that, but with Vader. I'd really like that.
Yeah. Or just because he's not alive. And yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna flirt with time travel.
Well,
Maybe.
yes, because Thrawn's back. So that kind of confirms that.
We don't know if it's time travel yet, though, or if it's just like some
It
other
is.
sort of travel.
It is because he goes back in time to rescue Ahsoka from when she's fighting Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I guess that's time travel. I'm sorry, I was thinking of it more like just a weird teleportation,
Yeah.
like looking into. I guess it is time travel. It's just not
It
like
is-
a TARDIS
it's
sort of
not,
thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that. It's more like opening a wormhole
Yeah.
and going back. It's condensing space and time into a linear thing that you can travel through.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of. I hope they don't. They've in Rebels they danced around it in a way that I think is a lot more. It's less BS compared to the Marvel stuff. Not that the Marvel stuff has treated time travel in the multiverse well, without it being just a cop out or like a get out of jail free card for just like, oh, this movie sucks. Okay, here's another one, multiverse, whatever, blah. And they don't over-explain it. They just go, here's this weird thing. We used it. Okay, bye. And they're not like, oh, well, now we have this in our tool bag. We can defeat the new space Hitler
Imagine
or whatever.
if they undo Palpatine.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I'd be okay if they undid everything from episode 8 onwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Oh no, Palpatine, he returned, but
Somehow Palpatine returned.
some other reason.
So I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but actually on IMDb, Ahsoka, Hayden Christensen, one episode.
That is a massive spoiler.
Well, no, I think he said it in interviews. I think he's been
There we go. I would love to see that.
Well,
He's
that
in
could
it
also
for
just
sure.
be a voice line too.
True.
Do
Yeah.
you think that if he is in there, do you think they're gonna DH him?
I think they'll do it better than they did last time.
Hmm. Yeah.
I hope so.
Also,
No,
the dude's like
Well, you
40.
just put the helmet on. You don't have to DH anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he might be Vader.
But they
Doesn't
DH'd
even have to be him.
in Obi-Wan, and it looked like a sloppy bit of cardboard. But yeah, the dude's like 40, and
He's born in 81.
the dude is 40.
Yep.
He's raised in
He's
Vancouver.
9 years
Yep.
older than
Hey, take it easy here. Me and him are all.
No, I'm saying they like he's not old. Like they
Yeah.
could have just like
you're
used
not
a little
old.
soft.
You're not old.
Yeah, I'm just saying he put some soft lighting on him and put him in the Jedi Temple, and it's fine.
Instead, they put like
Instead,
the harshest light
yeah,
on his
they were
face.
just like, here you go, and we totally, yeah, it just looked weird.
oh yeah, and Obi-Wan's beard's gonna look different too now.
Yeah,
Good news. Disney Plus and Hulu could lose even more content this year.
what are they kicking out
Well,
now?
now I'm worried. That might not be
I-
good.
They are not saying anything else, but there's going to be more content being.
Well, this is the
removed.
first bit of purges they've done. Netflix does this every week.
I don't think Disney should though. They advertise this as the vault. This is
Yeah.
the collection of everything Disney.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And now they're like, oh, actually, no, we're pulling stuff.
Well, are they pulling Disney stuff or just stuff that they bought that nobody cares about?
Some
Disney
of
stuff.
so
Oh,
here's
okay.
one of the lines
Willow.
ahead. Some of the titles Disney removed in May are not available anywhere else, and some never were at all. Disney's
Wow.
original content is included Willow and other stuff here, blah, blah, blah.
and other stuff.
But they are going to remove things that you have no access to anywhere else. Like
Yeah, Chaos
Yeah.
Theory
why?
guy. What's his
Why?
name again?
Oh,
The water droplet. He goes down one way. And you try to get the other way. That
From
guy.
Jurassic. Park.
Jurassic.
What's his
yeah,
name again?
Malcolm.
No, the real
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. That's it. So removing Jeff Goldblum. Didn't think you could actually do that.
I didn't think that was possible.
See, it's not all good news.
No.
Speaking of more bad news from Disney, Disney Pixar lays off employees, including Lightyear director, the woman who saved Toy Story 2.
Lightyear direct. The Lightyear was.
How did she save Toy Story 2?
Yeah,
I
what
don't
was
know
wrong with Toy Story 2?
I don't remember, but she at the time, Angus, I believe her name is Angus McLean. She
Yep.
at the time was credited for saving
Bruce Willis's
Toy-
daughter.
Boo. I got it. I got it.
Wah, wah.
But she was credited for saving Toy Story 2 because I believe it was delayed or something, and they were gonna just forget about it. And she saved it, and obviously the rest is history of the lineage of Toy Story. But she got laid off. I think that someone who saved Toy Story and gave us a couple of more movies out of that storyline should have been kept on.
Right.
That person should be still at Pixar.
Or is that just a sensationalist article of somebody who's retiring and she got a huge severance package with
Well,
seven
it doesn't
or eight
it-
zeros?
It doesn't say about retiring. It says they got laid off. There's a
Right,
difference.
no, but
between the two of them.
What?
Well,
What's
do you know how she saved it though?
How?
I just found out it was accidentally deleted, and she had a copy of it.
There you go.
That's all. That's how all she did to save it. It's not like she fixed the story or anything.
Oh,
But
she
that
just
is
had
something
it on
you
a
don't
thumb
know.
drive. So she pirated it.
Well, think about it. If they deleted this, they would probably just stop. The money that was spent to make this movie, they weren't going to go back on it and make it again.
Oh God, no.
That would have been the end of Toy Story. You would never would have got Toy Story 2, 3, and 4.
I would be happy with that. I
Excuse
think
me?
That, yep,
Excuse
I love
me?
Toy
Toy
Story.
Story.
I love Toy Story, but after Toy Story 1, I could care
No
Toy
less.
Story
way.
3 was one of the best
Yeah,
things in cinema.
I agree with Justin on that one.
Even
Toy Story 2, that was the one with Jesse and
Yeah,
he gets stolen by the toy collector.
yeah.
And
That was
good,
Oh,
Woody gets
but
stolen.
the toy
No, that's the first one. I
the
thought.
toy no
The first one's just they meet and they get separated from Andy.
yeah, and then they go to the arcade.
And they just got to make it
and
home
then
before the
ah!
Oh, is okay. Wait.
Toy
second
Story
one-
2 was the one with Jesse, the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
girl
Woody,
cowboy,
Yeah.
and they get stolen by
Woody gets
Oh,
at
yeah.
Woody gets accidentally put into a garage sale.
Yeah.
The toy collector, played by Newman from Seinfeld, takes it, introduces him to Woody, Bullseye,
Yeah.
and the Prospector, and they're going to be shipped off to China to be in a museum.
Yeah.
And the
And
rest come to save
the
him.
guy who repaints
Yes.
Woody is the original guy in the Pixar short, the chess guy,
Yeah.
the old guy
Yes.
Yes.
in the first Toy Story.
You're right. Do you know what? I mix up the movies. I take it back.
You
That's
think it's
great.
Toy Story 4?
Yeah, I think I am.
Toy Story 4 was still good, but whatever.
I wish I could show you guys all this, but there's this great comparison. That's the collector,
Yeah.
Oh, of the chess guy?
and then there's this guy in PBS who looks exactly
Oh.
like him.
Yeah, that's right. That's hilarious.
I wish I could show you guys. It's
But he's got an iPad.
You know,
and he can
I
talk
actually
with
I liked them all. I actually did really like. I went to Toy Story 4 thinking, really, what are we doing here? And I was like, you know what, this is good.
Yeah.
It was a very
it was
compelling
fun.
story.
Yeah.
I think all 4 Toy Stories were good in their own way.
Yep.
I think Pixar's best movies usually are the solo movies. If you look at
For
things
sure.
like Up, even
Mhm.
the first Toy Story was like just that one, not excluding all the others. Imagine if they didn't make any more,
Yeah.
I'd still be thrilled with the first one.
Mhm.
WALL-E. Yeah, WALL-E. Finding Nemo, the first one was great. Second
Yeah.
one was okay. It's not bad. It was still a good movie.
Yep.
It's just the first one's special.
Yeah.
Pixar's great at these one-off movies. It's
The
the bread and butter.
Buzz movie was, or Lightyear was,
Yeah, that
it
was
was
so-so.
okay. It was fine.
Is
Yeah.
different than the regular style of animation.
Yes. Did they outsource that? Was that like Pixar Central that did that, or was that Pixar East or something, or Pixar West or some other like sub studio under them? Because yeah, it didn't have the like borderline, like even the first Toy Story, the actual movement of everything, not the graphics or the textures or anything. It's the actual physics of everything is the most immersive thing about that. Even like Up, everything kind of looks, it's like when you stop thinking for a bit, you're like, oh, this is just claymation, because it just looks and feels physically real.
There's an art to it.
Yeah,
You're right though. Like Inside Out was great with all the in their heads.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that
was
that whole
good,
idea
yeah.
is just so good.
Yeah.
Even recently, like I liked Soul. I actually liked Turning Red. I liked all of them. But yeah, you're right. The one-offs
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Incredibles. It took.
Oh.
Now I know they made a second one, but it's so
Oh,
far.
Incredibles 2 was great too.
Yeah.
Incredibles 2 was really good, but I'm still like
Yeah,
counting that
no,
as
no.
a one-off technically
Yeah.
because it's such a big gap. They
Yeah,
just kind of
totally.
did it for nostalgia for everyone that was hyped up for the Incredibles 2 movie that was promised when Incredibles 1 came out
Yeah.
and didn't deliver with Mole Man.
Yeah.
I
And
remember.
Syndrome. Yeah.
Do you guys remember watching Incredibles, finishing it, and
And
thinking,
being like, they're gonna make a second
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then it was like first one was 2004, second one was 2018.
one? Yeah.
14 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the first Incredibles is great because it's just like, oh yeah, how could they do a different take on a superhero film? Oh, they did a different take on a
Yeah.
superhero
Yeah.
film.
Yeah. It's weird that Pixar did the actual like, here's a gritty, realistic, like if superheroes really existed in our time, and
Yeah.
it's Pixar, and it's like
Yeah.
actually this is kind of what. Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
wrong.
you think with a baby with powers? It's good.
Yeah, Jack.
But realistically, yeah, a
Yep.
child would abuse the
For
powers,
sure.
grab the cookies, all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got one more here from my pop culture world here. Hocus Pocus 3 is in the works. Did anybody ask for this?
Hmm.
Aside from my,
Hocus
Witches are in.
aside from my wife, which is one of her
The
favorites.
fans. I think that there's a small fan base for Hocus
Yeah, there
Pocus.
is. Yeah, especially
Is
for
it
Sarah.
slightly larger than Willow?
It's the same.
Well, Sarah Jessica Parker has a following, does she not?
Yes.
Yeah, she did.
Did.
How old's Willow? That's the sorry, not Willow. Hocus Pocus. Is
It's
that
like
the
a
nannies?
Tourette.
The
Hocus
original.
Pocus. Yeah, it was
The
Tourette.
original.
Not
My
90s,
wife's
yeah.
favorite
93.
Halloween movie.
Yeah, I
Watches
don't,
it every year.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Who else?
Bette
is-
Midler.
Bette Midler.
And I don't know the third.
Um.
Nobody
Aubrey
cares.
Katz?
Nobody cares.
Okay. Those all sound like 90s names. Yeah.
They are.
Bette Midler's still alive?
Well, if they're making a third, I hope she is. I
Hmm.
think she is. Pretty sure.
Looks like she is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's still alive.
All right. So they're like, how? Yeah. I vaguely remember.
I don't know if I've ever seen Hocus Pocus.
Do you know? Really?
It's-
So
Yeah.
the first one was really good.
Yeah.
First, I should ask. So you haven't seen it?
No.
You have.
Yeah. A couple times.
Have you seen the second one?
Probably not.
That just came out last year, right? The
Yeah.
second one?
What?
I
And
saw.
they're already pumping out a third?
What?
Oh, I do remember that one coming out last year. Yeah.
It was a big thing.
Straight
First
to
one
Disney.
is really good. It's a fun Halloween movie that you could watch. Alvin, as you said, you watch it like every year with your wife.
I'm forced to. Yeah.
You're forced to, yeah. Hey, it's one of those things that you could just mindlessly watch. It's just kind of like fun Halloween movie. Nothing serious, nothing
It
horror. It's
is-
just fun.
Okay, here we go. Here's an allegory for it.
Okay.
Hocus Pocus is
Are any of these movies
is the
getting made
Nightmare
with no
Before
writing?
Christmas for people over 30.
Yeah, but it has a different feeling to it.
Yeah.
It's got more of that 90s. I can put on this movie and watch it and just smile the whole way.
It's gotta have to
through.
have humor in it, of course.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The second one is just a really bad remake of the first. It's basically the same plot, just with a couple differences. They try and make new jokes, and it's just some of them are good, some of them aren't great. The music scene in the first one, there's a really good music scene that's quite nice. Second one, they do the same thing, and it's not good. It's just okay, they're doing this again. If they make a third, I think that's already overkill. The first one was great. It's one of those movies you don't need to remake. It demeans having a second movie demeans the events of the first.
Sure.
Right.
Especially if you're just copying, like cookie cuttering the
Yeah.
first one. And yeah, Cowabunga Dude, that's a good shout. How are they coming out with a third movie when all the writers are on strike?
Some of the stuff gets probably
year
made.
after.
Some of the stuff gets made at least a year in advance, right? Some of the scripts.
The last movie came out a year ago, though.
But there's always rewrites when you're shooting.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
You still can't.
Yeah.
How long is this going to go on for? We haven't even talked about that. Like,
No.
Yeah. It's been going 2 months, 3 months already. 2
Yeah.
months.
when,
Yeah.
And
when was
It's
the last strike
affected-
for?
Stranger Things. It's affected Cobra Kai. It's
Yep.
affected all these shows. Are all pushed back. A lot of them are.
I just want to mention I looked up Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, the Rotten Tomato reviews. First
What?
one,
Tomatoes. What are
Yes.
you, British?
Rotten Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
first one got 38% by critics,
Ugh.
and it was like in the 70s for audience. Then the second one got 64% by critics and 48% by the audience.
Huh.
The critics, why do we care about critics? Honestly,
What are again? What is the requirement for a critic on Rotten Tomatoes?
you need to be like a professional newspaper or media outlet.
Newspaper or media, or is because I have a blog of 50 people that watch.
If you get the invite, I guess, by Rotten Tomatoes,
Well,
or they decide to take your review,
Yeah, I guess you have to do an application.
something like that.
Or are they just going the Twitter way now? Just like, yeah, whatever. PayPal is $20.
Let's
and
just
we'll
make
put you off.
a bunch of fake people that write critical blogs of movies.
Yeah, we could,
Register, and we can alter all the Rotten Tomato
and we can
reviews.
make website super easily with today's sponsor, Squarespace. No, it's not. But hey, Squarespace, give us money. We could do nice segues like that for you.
Hey, Squarespace, give us some money.
We could also get sponsored by Arizona Tea.
Yeah,
They
I already shouted out Guru, and you know,
but they
At a-
didn't sponsor us, so we can't recommend.
no,
us.
of course not.
So
So I'm gonna mispronounce their name.
and
Arizona.
not so smart water as well. Yeah.
Smart, smart water.
Is there anything else? Wow.
What's coming up next? Flash next week. Flash.
Oh,
Yes, we are gonna go see it. Nathan, you're not right. You're working.
I am not able to, unfortunately, but
Michael will
guys,
gladly take your ticket.
yeah,
You're not going to come to that theater?
I know it's a beautiful theater. It's absolutely gorgeous that they're going to.
Yeah.
Chris is gonna drive all the way there for Indiana Jones, right, Chris?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
am now for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's gonna be good. I think Flash. I think it's gonna be my second best movie this year.
Behind Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will criticize that theater. No hot dogs. They only had 2 hot dogs.
Well,
available.
today they had a whole rack.
Did you went during like the prime time though? The
I
afternoon.
went at 7 p.m. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they had like 20 on the rack there.
there we go.
Right.
But we're going at 3 p.m., so they should have some hot dogs for us.
Yeah,
well, it'll be after the lunch rush.
Yeah.
So
a lunch rush at the theater.
yeah, it's a mall, isn't it?
It's not in the mall.
No,
No, but it's near it.
Yeah, but
I've never heard of anyone. Hey guys,
There's
let's
a
cross the road to go to the theater. They
I
got
don't
great
know.
hot dogs.
There's
well, they
dumb
won't let
people
they
around.
won't let you in to eat. You have to have a ticket to get in to eat.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's buy a ticket to Willow just so we can get the hot dog.
They should pay us to go in and watch it. All right. We got anything else? I guess we can twirl the world. Call it a night. Got anything else?
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. What?
Well, actually, nobody wrote it because you're not allowed to write it because you're not on.
Yeah,
yeah, on
right.
strike.
I think we should be picking an 80s movie every week.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So who wants to go next?
Anybody got
I
any
think it is
ideas?
funny. We all like looked up some stuff about Bloodsport before.
Oh yeah, I had to remember it.
Should we
Yeah.
tell each other what what movie
We
it is?
should.
No, I think it'd be more fun if we don't.
No. Do we want to do like each of us picks a movie?
Well, I
And
think
then
one person
by
per week.
random. One
One
person.
I did it this week, so maybe Justin next week.
Okay, I'll remember an action movie.
Let us know before
No, it
we
doesn't have to be an
start.
action. It could be any movie that you
No,
want.
no. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't have to be from the 80s either, but I think anything
Oh, whoa.
before, I think it has
No,
to
no.
be.
Let's stick with 80s.
Stick
let's
with the 80s.
pigeonhole.
Oh, you
it.
want, okay, you want to save that decade for now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of just like pick a movie that exists. 'Cause then I'm
Endgame.
just gonna- yeah.
You should pick Roadhouse.
I was thinking doing Roadhouse, but now I think it might be.
Trouble
Oh,
in
there's a
Little
good
China?
suggestion back.
Oh,
there.
Big Trouble in Little China. That one's that's Kurt Russell as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we're gonna pick something from the 80s. Are we gonna tell each other about it or no?
I think in Discord the day of,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Try to do it.
because then it gives you like it gave us, because that's when you told us, right?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
gave us the ability to like, oh shit, what was that movie? Oh yeah, this
To go
one, yeah.
YouTube
Yeah,
recap.
recap. Okay, we
movie
watched
recap.
a
Oh,
YouTube
gosh.
recap before.
It literally stopped.
Literally
30
stopped
seconds.
it to go shit. We got to go live.
Yeah.
But there's a YouTube channel. What is it called? Cinema Recap or something?
Don't promote them. Then
I don't. No. They are garbage. The dude barely watched the movie.
Oh yeah. He called it not Kumite. What did he call it?
Kamadi.
Kamadi.
Kamite or something?
Kamite.
Mispronounces the thing that he constantly quotes from the movie.
Yeah.
Gets a bunch of the names wrong.
Yeah.
Says a bunch of like pretty
So-
dodgy racist stuff.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
So
look,
are you
now
sa-
he's fighting a black guy, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
just curling around like a monkey. Like
and,
we're
yeah,
so,
and it was
like-
just like, no, that's called like a capoeira, like that's a martial. Are you an idiot? And like the entire time, when you started telling us about the movie, we were like, oh yeah, that happened because we watched a 20-minute recap of it, and we're just commenting on how this guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
And
The problem is I want to watch all those reviews.
I
now.
know. I want to go just go by, watch all his reviews to make fun of the guy. And then you go into the comments, and then half of them are like, "Yeah, man, you guys are great." The other half are just like, "Did you even watch this movie?" Yeah. So that was our
So it'd be a
entertainment.
great
report.
YouTube channel. I'm gonna review movies I've never seen.
What? Just do the high school kid book report.
Yeah.
The flies and the lords of them.
Yeah.
So are
Yeah.
you saying that we should do videos of 80s movies with actual facts? Is that what you're saying, Chris?
That's what we do
No,
now,
I'm
don't
saying
we?
that's what we're. Yeah, actually, that's a good show. That's literally what we do. No, I think it's more entertaining to get things wrong and yell at those people than it is to just relive moments. I don't know.
I wonder, maybe we should watch his videos and then react to it on our channel.
There you go.
You don't know what you're talking
a
about.
review of a
I'd be
review.
careful
No,
of dodgy
dude.
comments.
Yeah, no, there was some dicey stuff in there, man. It was.
We could just like watch last week's
What was-
popcorn chicken and react to it.
There was
What are we talking about?
There was one line where he said he.
Something about the girl. Didn't he say something?
Yeah, and the girl overreacts.
Yeah. Again, she overreacts again.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there was another one where it was like he he and then Jean-Claude Van Damme, or no, what's his name in the movie? Hux or Ducks. What's
Frank.
Frank?
Oh, he called them ducks too.
Yeah, I
didn't
kept
Yeah,
calling
he
him
got
Ducks.
his
Not
name
Frank.
wrong.
Yeah.
Couldn't
And
even get his
then
name
Dukes.
right. Dukes.
He
Ducks.
what one of the adverbs he uses during to describe the fight is that he punched the ethnicity out of the guy or something. And it was like, what? Who says that?
Oh my god.
Who approved the script?
There's some other line about his gonads too.
Oh yeah, no. He put the factory reset on his gonads. That was the line.
I love this guy.
It's like it's a combination of like the worst and best writing I've ever. It's
Yeah.
just
It's all
it's
over the
so
place.
bad. It's oh
So yeah, I hope
We're
he
not
reviews
all over the
Roadhouse.
place. We're on one place at A&R Universe. So you can check us out on. We got a lot of shorts coming out. Not actual literal shorts because it's summer, but shorts, and we got a lot of stuff on our Instagram. Our friend Mark is working hard, and we should acknowledge that. We got a lot of cool stuff coming out for
We acknowledge
Flash.
you, Mark.
We got stuff for Flash coming out. We got stuff for Indiana Jones. Nathan will wear a hat and come to the
and
studio.
I'll whip him.
I'll watch. But yeah,
Call
we
him
got,
Dr. Jones. I'll be short round.
Get demonetized if you do that.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff. We appreciate everybody for joining us today.
Oh, and if you want to know what video game comes out the day of, go subscribe to AGR because we put out a video every day that video games come out about what video games come out.
and we play a lot of cool games. We'll play
It's a
any video
short,
game you
and
tell
we'll
us
play
to play
video
as
games.
well. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to learn to be really good at COD, you're looking at Justin right there.
Yeah,
He'll
maybe
teach
I'll
you.
stream a bit more.
They're
I'll
lying.
probably
All they
will.
play is Roblox.
Yeah, Roblox Call of Duty edition. It's there's legitimately a Call of Duty mod in Roblox, and it's surprisingly in depth and complex. There's been because they just released a mod kit or like the SDK for Roblox and allow people to do mods and stuff, and people have made some like insanely complex mods and games in Roblox, and you see them and you're like, how this is a children's game. How did this happen? And it's like, I don't know. People have time and are good at stuff on the internet.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit a like, everybody, please. Yes, how the algorithm works. Got to click on that like button. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Justin, hit the kill switch.
Oh, piss.
I'll do it.